This is More Work Attitudes to Consider, DSPS270 Work Attitudes and Employer Expectations with Mr. Carlston. This is week 4, lecture 2. All right. So, today we're going to talk about working with people. One of the hardest yet most rewarding things to do is work with people. When we work with people and things are going great, everybody have fun. Everybody has fun. Teamwork makes everyone feel good. Not only did you accomplish success and help to make something happen, yet with everyone's help, that little achievement can become an obstacle that was overcome. But when you work or hang around people who do not support or understand you, it can be uncomfortable. Our family is the greatest example of people who really do care about us, and yet sometimes they misunderstand us. We get angry at them, yet we know they love us. That is so weird. So working with people at school or work is no different. The great thing at work and school is that everyone is a contributing member. Now, how to have a great working relationship at school and work. People with great relationships are flexible and patient. Does being flexible mean I have to be able to do the splits or lift my foot above my head? No. A flexible person means that he or she can adapt to different circumstances, and with different situations, it does not make them angry or upset or uncomfortable. Right? A simple example of being flexible. Laura and her friend Jessica always meet for dinner on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. They love to eat hamburgers, and they always eat at this place called the Burger Barn on Main Street and Broadway. They are such good friends who love their hamburgers that they have been going to the Burger Barn every Wednesday for the last 10 years. That's quite a long time. Well, today Jessica was running late and suggested to Laura eating a hamburger at another place that was closer to home. Instead of going to the Burger Barn, Jessica suggested a local McDonald's. Laura loves her hamburgers at the Burger Barn, yet she was flexible because she can still eat her hamburger, yet eat it at McDonald's. So Laura and Jessica are both being flexible by eating a hamburger at McDonald's and not at the Burger Barn. Okay? It's flexible. They change to eat at McDonald's. They still get to eat their hamburger. They're not upset. So being flexible and adapt, that's important. Okay? The important thing about being flexible is that Laura did not get mad when Jessica recommended going to a McDonald's for a hamburger, even though they've been doing it for 10 years. At the same place to eat a hamburger at the Burger Barn, they were still able to eat their favorite meal, but at a different restaurant, and that was okay. The important thing is that things happen every day. Someone gets sick, car breaks down, something happens that changes everything. Being flexible asks how well can you adapt to those changes. Are you going to get mad or feel uncomfortable with the change? Or can you adapt and realize that you will still be able to do what you need to do? You'll be okay. Being under quarantine is a perfect example. Are you okay? Okay. Another example of working with people and how that can work. Being non-disruptive at work and school. What does that ever mean? Or what does that even mean to be disruptive in the first place? Being disruptive means to prevent something from continuing or operating in a normal way. For example, Joe forgot to charge his phone in between classes, so he thought he would just use an outlet in class. Before class, Joe went to go plug in his phone in the outlet, but the outlet was clear across on the other side of the room. Joe's phone was a new iPhone, so he knew it would only take 5 minutes to recharge. So when the phone was charging, he remembered to silence it so it would not disrupt the class. Was that disruptive? No. After 10 minutes, Joe realized his phone was charged. The teacher was still talking in his lecture, and students were busy taking notes to what he was saying. Joe decided to get up and walk in the middle of the class in front of the teacher while he was talking and between the class so he can get his phone. Do you think Joe moving around the class was disruptive? Yes, it is. Do you think it was disruptive for him to charge his phone? No, but it was disruptive for him to get up in the middle of class while everybody was talking and focusing, because then it became disruptive for the class. So being non-disruptive. Having Joe move around the class right in the middle of the class was distracting and disruptive. People were already focused and listening, but to have someone move around the class at a critical point disturbed the class and broke everyone's concentration. He should have waited to get his phone after class or during a break. So being non-disruptive is doing the opposite of being disruptive. If you need to do something such as make a comment or anything, is it going to ruin the concentration of the people around you? If it is, then it is considered disruptive behavior. Is scratching my arm in the middle of class considered disruptive behavior? No, it's not. Is having a phone call in the middle of class disruptive behavior? Yes, it is. So dealing with difficult coworkers. Now this is a difficult topic. How do you deal with someone who is difficult? You say this is right, and the person says you're wrong. You want to go left, yet the other person wants to go right. The point is, there's no direct answer except for what I call the golden rule, which is to treat people the way you want to be treated. There's always that person who, for whatever reason, agrees or disagrees with you. The point is that you have no control over it. You have no control over what people do, nor do they have control over what you do. Yet you do have control over how you react, which is how the golden rule applies. If you choose to be rude when you respond, then the other person will respond with being rude. Yet if you choose to respond with respect, then the other person will choose to respond with respect. Or, let's say you offer friendship and respect, and the other person still responds with disrespect and anger. What do? And the question is, does it matter how the other person responds? The point is, you have no control over it. But what you do have control over is how you respond. I'm going to say that again. Does it matter how the other person responds? You have no control over it, but you do have control over how you respond. Very important. How you respond or what you say can be the difference between you keeping your job or getting fired. I'm going to say that again. How you respond or what you say can be the difference between you keeping your job or getting fired. All right. So homework and assignments for week 4, lecture 2. We talked about a lot of different concepts when working with people. We talked about being flexible and adaptable, being non-disruptive as opposed to being disruptive, and then the golden rule when working with difficult coworkers and friends. Take the quiz through Canvas and let me know what you think is appropriate behavior and a proper attitude at school and life. If you have questions, let me know. So, here, I'm going to exit out of this. Okay, here is our Canvas website, and I'm going to go to our work attitudes, and I'm going to go under assignments, and let me make this bigger for you guys. All right, and then here is the quiz. Oh, I haven't published it yet. Let me go under quizzes, week 4 lecture 2 quiz, and I'm going to put the link for this lecture right here. Make sure you watch this lecture before you take the quiz, which you are already doing. Okay, and here's the quiz. Question 1, being a flexible person means what? You can do the splits, very physical, what? Question 2, Laura and Jessica was an example of being what? Flexible, adaptable, what? Flexible and adaptable? What was it? All right. Laura and Jessica loved eating what? Hot dogs, tacos, hamburgers? I don't know why there's a space there. Okay. If I'm flexible and can adapt, then I get angry when the things change at the last minute. Is that true or false? Okay. Being disruptive means just getting up to get his phone. Oh, Joe getting up to get his phone. Allowing something to continue or operate in a normal way. Okay. Um, what is it? COVID-19 printing something from preventing something from continuing. I'll fix that. It's actually this one. Okay. For Joe to plug in his phone before class was considered disruptive. Is that true or false? For Joe to get up in the middle of class where the teacher was talking and the students were concentrating was disruptive. True or false? All cell phones are considered disruptive. True or false? Give me an example of a disruptive behavior. And then the golden rule. What is the golden rule? All right. So that's all you have to do. Let me close that. And I will see you guys later this afternoon. All right. You guys take care.